3 days, not enough here in River Forest, Illinois. We welcome you on this Monday morning to Division III baseball regional action at the campus of Concordia University, Chicago, the home of the Cougars. I'm Ryan Fahey with you on the Cougar Sports Network as we need a 7th and final game of our regional action. All other 15 regionals in Division III baseball have been decided. This is the lone contest left to be determined before we have the final 6 team. The Beavers, or should say the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin, Wallace, 27-16. The host Cougars of Concordia, Chicago, a program record 41 wins and 8 losses, the most wins in 2019, which is a program record as mentioned. Get you these starting lineups and the full team rosters announced by our public address announcer in Jim Egan in just a moment, as you see the final watering of the infield dirt being sprayed out there right now. Temperatures today kind of like how they were for Friday. Expected to get up to the mid-50s at the height of the day today. Overcast skies. Not expecting any weather to halt any play. As if you've been with us all weekend, you know the weather has been a bit of an issue all 3 days with rain coming in and out of the area. And kind of all things considered, it is rather a good scenario that we've only had to leak into Monday morning, only having to play one game. But it's winner take all. Win or go home. As we go now to the public address announcer and Jim Egan for the full rosters, the starting lineups, and our national anthem.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final game, the final championship game of our Division III Baseball Regional. Today we will decide the winner of this regional between the Concordia Chicago Cougars and the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. For this game, Concordia Chicago will be the visiting team on the scoreboard and Baldwin Wallace the home team. And now, let's meet both teams, their coaching staffs, and full roster. Starting with the visitors, the Concordia Chicago Cougars. Head coach Mike Stosky. Assistant coaches Colin Connor, Mitch Wilson, Mike Formella, Colin Bethrin, the athletic trainer Olivia Zander. And now the Cougars non-starters. Number 5, Kyle Strepik. Number 6, Matt Uba. Number 10, Anthony Rogers. Number 17, Michael Zavoli. Number 22, Nick Brummel. Number 26, Mike Tobin. Number 28, Adam Gregory. Number 30, Abe Paz. Number 33, Noah Dressler. Number 34, Gianfranco Sorrentino. Number 36, Jacob Frank. Number 38, Zach Litke. Number 40, Nathan Dewey. Number 44, Cade Laudenschlager. And number 45, Cole Carmen. And now, here is the Cougars starting lineup. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 1, Jose Mercado. Batting second in center field is number 3, Keegan Tyrell. Batting third, playing at third base, number 9, Brian Van Duzer. The cleanup batter is playing at first base, number 8, Brody Mariotti. Batting fifth is the left fielder, number 32, Connor Brandon. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 16, Mateo Calle. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 20, Braden Benavidez. Batting eighth and doing the catching, number 25, Justin Rodriguez. Batting ninth, playing in right field, is number 7, Matt Faust. And pitching today for the Cougars will be right-hander number 19, Alex Krinigan. These are the Cougars of Concordia, Chicago. And now let's meet the Yellow Jackets from Baldwin, Wallace. Their head coach, Brian Harrison. Assistant coaches, Tom DeAngelis, Steve Hagan, Chase Canoto, DJ Santiago. The athletic trainer is Trisha Hamad. Now for the Yellow Jackets non-starters. Number 2, Garrett Miller. Number 9, Andy Blau. Number 10, Rocco Delorio. Number 12, Jack Raines. Number 13, Sam Sustersick. Number 14, Michael Hubert. Number 15, Griffin Watterson. Number 16, Jack Lehue. Number 22, JT Missoula. Number 23, Danny Cody. Number 26, Luke Rosante. Number 27, Max Adams. Number 33, Lane Neiman. Number 34, Justin Miller. Number 37, Nick Smith. And number 40, Spencer Berg. And now here's the starting lineup for Baldwin Wallace. Leading off and doing the catching, number 3, Asa Adams. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 11, Alex Ludwig. Batting third is the second baseman, number 17, Kyle Pennington. The cleanup batter plays at first base, number 31, Philip Wells. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 6, Drew Wilson. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 25, Jacob Bonner. Batting seventh and playing in right field, number 7, Reese Albright. Batting eighth is the third baseman, number 5, Tony Laparo. And batting ninth in center field, number 20, Brandon Dim. And pitching today for the Yellow Jackets, right-hander, number 19, Spencer Ackerman. These are the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace University. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask all who are able to please rise. Gentlemen, kindly remove your hats as we honor America, the men and women of our military, and our first responders with the playing of our national anthem.
So now that you have met the full rosters for both the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace and the Cougars of Concordia, Chicago, let's meet the umpires as well. Behind home plate calling balls and strikes in our Game 7 of this Concordia, Chicago Regional is Toby Formiller. Over around the bases at first base is Ben Williams. The crew chief of our regional is at second base in Trent Haldeman. And over at third is Mike Stitcho. Brian Harrison, the head coach for the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace in his 9th season. Mike Stosky for the Cougars of Concordia, Chicago in his 4th. It's been a while since the Yellow Jackets have had big success to this degree, as they've made it in back-to-back seasons. First regular season Ohio Athletic Conference title since 1988, 8th overall in the program's history. They've been able to turn things around the last couple of years. for the Yellow Jackets, who came in losing 4 in a row to this weekend, now come to a winner-take-all. 15 regional champions have already been decided. We're waiting on a Sweet 16th. The 15 that have already clinched: New England College, UMass Boston, Babson, SUNY Cortland, Chapman, Concordia, Texas, Co-College, Birmingham Southern, Worcester, Heidelberg, Shenandoah, Johns Hopkins, Washington and Jefferson, and Misericordia, along with Webster, who awaits the winner of this regional between Baldwin, Wallace, and Concordia, Chicago. Cougars will be the away team here and will bat first. They'll be led off by Jose Mercado, Keegan Tyrell, and Brian Van Duzer. As we go around defensively for the Yellow Jackets, you see the battery duo there of the catcher and Asa Adams and Spencer Ackerman. We'll get the numbers on Ackerman in a minute. And as we go around the bases, third to first, it's Laparo, Ludwig, Pennington, and Wells, the usual infield defense. And over in the outfield, left, center, and right, is Bonner, Dim, and Albright. The junior Spencer Ackerman, a 2-3 record coming into this winner-take-all, a .420 earned run average, making his 10th start of the year in his third season at Baldwin Wallace. In 40 2/3 innings pitched, he's given up 42 hits, 26 runs, 19 of them earned, 14 walks, striking out 39 batters, and allowing an average of .264. Off we go, ball one. Mercado with 2 mammoth home runs in yesterday's Game 1 of our regional championship. 5 RBIs from the leadoff shortstop. Mercado with a 3-run bomb, and then in the following inning, a 2-run homer. As in the game yesterday, 8 consecutive half innings of baseball had runs in it. 27 combined runs, 35 hits, as the count goes to 3-1 on Mercado. Mercado overall 3 for 4 with 5 RBIs and a walk yesterday. And he almost drew a leadoff walk there. Count goes full. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ackerman gets him. 1 away. So with 1 down and nobody on, the center fielder Keegan Tyrell will step in.
The center fielder, number 3, Keegan Tyrell.
Every batter that got into the box yesterday was able in some way, shape, or form to get on base. As on the first pitch here, Tyrell hits this one towards right field. Albright will get underneath this one, and there's 2 away. So 6 pitches and 2 outs. That brings up the third baseman, Brian Van Duzer, who is
the third baseman, number 9, Brian
not fazed by a home run ball either. He's got 4 so far this year on 54 RBIs, which is second on the team, trailing Connor Brandon's 64. 50th game for Concordia Chicago this season in 2019. Van Duzer, Mercado, and Mariotti will now have started all 50. The 0-1 outside. A program record set as well with yesterday's win with 41 wins, topping last season's 40. Fly ball to right center. Albright gets underneath that one as well. And that'll retire the Cougars 1, 2, 3. So no runs, hits, errors, or anybody left on base. Yellow Jackets coming to bat. They'll be led off by Asa Adams next here on the Cougar Sports Network.
And again, fans, we want to remind everyone that while the netting will protect you from most foul balls, there is always a chance that one could come over the top and land in your seating area. Therefore, we ask you to please remain alert at all times while play is going on. And if you have any small children with you, please keep an eye out for their safety as well. Be safe and enjoy today's game.
Ask me when me get it from. I told them no, it's from creation.
About to start the bottom of the first inning. No hits for the Cougars in the top half. As the Yellow Jackets led off by the catcher, Asa Adams. He'll be then followed by the shortstop, Alex Ludwig. And then in the third hitting spot, Kyle Pennington, their second baseman. Let's meet the Cougars defensively. You see the battery duo of Spencer Auker, or I should say Alex Krinnigan, the junior for the Cougars, the right-handed thrower. And his battery mate is the catcher starting, Justin Rodriguez. Around the infield from third to first, Brian Van Duzer, Jose Mercado over at short, Braden Benavidez over at second, Brody Mariotti over at first, and from left center right, it's Connor Brandon, Keegan Tyrell, and Matt Fouth. Numbers on the junior in Alex Krinnigan. He saw this Baldwin Wallace team back on Saturday as he went 5 innings, giving up 8 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, striking out 3 batters, walking 1 on 96 pitches. His overall numbers on the season now coming into today, 5-2 record with a 3.04 ERA, making his 11th appearance, 11th start as well. Has made 1 complete game, pitching 56 in the third innings, giving up 60 hits, 21 runs, 19 of them earned, walking 6 batters, striking out 49 of them, hitting 5 batters, no wild pitches, committing 1 balk, and allowing a batting average of .268. So the senior Asa Adams will dig in. He went 2 for 5 yesterday in the wild game 1 of our regional championship. 2 for 5 came in as a run scored 3 times. As he's quickly up in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Adams a .458 on base percentage, has walked 18 times, has been hit by pitches 20 times. As quickly, he's in a favorable 3-0 count. Eight doubles and a pair of triples for the senior Asa Adams. Is on this 3-0. Takes a called strike 1. (3-1). Right down the middle, full count. Alex Ludwig on deck, 3 for 4 yesterday with 3 RBIs. He also homered yesterday in the wild game 1. The 3-2 swung on and a fly ball to the left side, and this one is going to stay in foul ground, making the play over there right in front of the bullpen of the Yellow Jackets is Brian Van Duzer, and there's 1 away. So 1 away for Alex Ludwig. The shortstop batting .315. He has started now in his 43rd game this season. As Krinnigan throws called strike 1. Kyle Pennington, the second baseman, on deck. Ludwig in his sophomore campaign, a .315 hitter, hitting 35 RBIs and a .467 slug percentage. A .340 on base while stealing 7 bases this season, walking 9 times, striking out 16 times. Pair of homers and 35 RBIs. As he hits a ground ball to the right side for Benavidez, who throws over to Mariotti, and there's 2 away. So 2 outs, nobody on for Kyle Pennington. The senior batting .317 this year, 32 RBIs driven in. He went 3 for 5 yesterday in game 1 of the regional championship. Pennington with a couple of singles and a double as his contributions yesterday. Pennington also back on Friday to start the regional and end our doubleheader for day 1 with a walk-off single in the 10th inning to defeat St. John's 5-4. As that really sort of sparked the success of the Yellow Jackets through the weekend and into this Monday winner-take-all. 2-0. In there for strike one. Phillip Wells, the first baseman, is on deck, as he has been a force to be reckoned with all weekend long. Low and away, ball three. Temperatures and wind conditions, a complete flip of the script from how we were yesterday, as Pennington draws the 2-out walk. Yesterday we were up in the mid-70s with the wind blowing out to center at considerable gusts up to about 30 to 35 miles an hour.
The first baseman, number
And now here
31,
today we're expecting
Phillip
temperatures
Wells.
only to get to the mid-50s and the wind blowing in from left center. We don't want to say we're going to tell you it's not going to be a 27-run combined score. Conditions like this don't usually allow for that, but sometimes you just never know. So Wells, who had 5 of the team's 13 runs batted in yesterday, as he looks at the 0-1, runner takes off, throw is going to go over to second, not going to be in time. Mercado couldn't hold on to the ball as Pennington steals second. Wells reached base in out of the 6 plate appearances he had yesterday 3 times. As this 1-1 is taken for strike 2. Runner in scoring position, and Kyle Pennington, you see on your screen the maroon jerseys, white pants by the Cougars, the all grays for the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace. Saw them yesterday in the all yellow. As Alex Krinnigan gets set and fires the 1-2 for a called strike 3. Pennington is stranded at second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We're scoreless through 1 full. To the top of the second for the Cougars, Mariotti, Brandon, and Kaye coming up next on the Cougar Sports Network.
What are you doing there? The beat go hard though.
To the top of the second inning, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters up now for Concordia, Chicago.
Top of the second for the Cougars. First baseman, number 8, Brody Mariotti.
Brody Mariotti will step on in, the first baseman who went 2 for 6 yesterday. He struck out 4 times against this pitching staff of Baldwin Wallace as he looks at that one low for ball 1. Connor Brandon, the left fielder, on deck. Mateo Kaye, the DH, in the hole. Foul tip there from Brody Mariotti. A .337 hitter in his sophomore season, 44 RBIs, a .606 slug percentage, which in a lot of cases would be a team lead, but not so fast as Connor Brandon in that department, who's got a whopping .728. The 2-1 as this one is hit up the pitcher's mound of the second base side for Pennington as the throw goes over to first, and there's one away. Mentioned the Cougars yesterday in Game 1 of the regional championship. They only went down 1-2-3 once the entire game, which was back in the 6th inning yesterday. Otherwise, they had sent at least 5 batters into the box in every inning of yesterday's Game 1 of the regional championship. As Brandon takes ball 1 and looks at a called strike 1 to even the count. Connor Brandon, a Conference Player of the Year in the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference. Looks at that one as the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top 6 hitter in the country with RBIs coming into the regional at 58. He's got 6 so far this weekend. He's also tied for the team lead with Brody Mariotti in home runs with 12 as he swings and misses on the full count. Strike 3, 2 away. Second strikeout now recorded for Spencer Ackerman.
Batting 6th, designated hitter number 16, Mateo Calle.
So Mateo Calle, the DH, swings at the first pitch, and this one is fouled off. Calle yesterday homered in Game 1 of the regional championship. Calle, with that homer yesterday, his 3rd of the year in his junior year campaign, a .388 hitter as he starts now his 35th game of the season. As that one's fouled back. 27 RBIs for Calle. Stolen 8 bases and has drawn 9 walks. One-two. A foul tip that gets in the dirt. Braden Benavidez, the freshman, is on deck. Should Calle get on? Two-two offering is just low, full count. Another great crowd filing on into Cougar Field at the Thunderdome on a rather chilly Monday. The 3-2. Ground ball right back to the pitcher in Ackerman, who will make the easy throw to first. And another 1-2-3 inning for Spencer Ackerman and the Yellow Jackets. So no runs, hits, errors, or anybody on base. To the bottom of the second we will go. Still scoreless. Winner take all here on the Cougar Sports Network. To the bottom of the second inning, it'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters up. It'll be Drew Wilson, the DH, to lead things off. Jacob Bonner to follow, Reese Albright then in the hole. And a note to mention about our postseason bracket for Division III here in 2019. Out of the 15 regional winners that we've had, only 6 of them were the host and were able to advance. The 6 that hosted and advanced were UMass Boston, SUNY Cortland, Chapman, Birmingham Southern, Worcester, and Johns Hopkins. As there were quite a bit of upsets within the regionals all around the country this weekend, as the eyes of the Division III baseball world come to River Forest, as this is the only game left to be played before Super Regionals next weekend. So Drew Wilson, the first-year player for the Yellow Jackets, with a 1-1 count. First time we're seeing him this weekend. As he swings and misses there, the freshman now making his 19th appearance, his 5th start of the year, with 6 hits out overall, 3 of them being doubles, with a .346 on-base percentage. Wilson, the freshman from Sagamore Hills, Ohio, hits a grounder right to Crinigan, who had it hit off his glove for a moment, but is able to make the throw over to Mariotti, and there's one away. So that brings up Jacob Bonner, who went 3 for 6 yesterday with an RBI.
Jacob Bonner.
We had 5 home runs in Game 1 yesterday. An excuse me check swing down the first base side that goes foul. Spencer Burr got the start for the Yellow Jackets yesterday, going 3 innings, giving up 4 runs all earned, and striking out 5 batters and walking 1. Kyle Strepik for the Cougars got the start yesterday on 2 1/3, giving up 5 runs all earned as that one's fouled back. And if you go back to the contest from Saturday that leaked into yesterday morning, Alex Crinigan, we mentioned, got the start against these Yellow Jackets back on Saturday and went 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, all earned. And so far he's been working efficient here. Bonner, a .308 hitter in his junior season, knocking in 24. As this one is in the dirt to even this up. Has walked 14 times with a .394 on-base percentage. And is tied for a team high in doubles with 12, alongside his teammate Philip Wells. And that one just inside, almost actually clipped him to a full count. Second time so far that a Yellow Jackets batter has gotten to a 3-ball, 2-strike count. It was a foul out to the third base side for Adams. This one is a ground to Mercado, who makes a bobble on it. Throw to first is not going to be in time. Good scoop, though, from Mariotti to recover the low throw. As Bonner will reach on an E6 off the bobble from Mercado. So he gets on. Second base runner for the Yellow Jackets here early on with 1 away.
Batting 7th, the right fielder, number 7, Reese Albright.
So now the right fielder, Reese Albright. He went 2 for 6 yesterday with an RBI. Came in as a run scored as well. Runner taking off. Swing to the right side on the hit and run. That's going to work out as Bonner will go to third. Albright stays at first. Runners on the corners. 1 out. So the first hit given up now by Alex Crinigan here, as Tony Laparo, the third baseman, will step in.
Batting 8th, the third baseman, number 5, Tony Laparo.
So Bonner, the perhaps first run of the contest, 90 feet away. Albright, the runner at first. First pitch to Laparo, squares to bunt. 1 around on it, strike 1. And just to finish up a point about the Division III bracket as we wait to see who will be the 16th regional winner. Four 2 seeds out of the ones we mentioned earlier have advanced to super regional action next weekend. Leparo went 0 for 3 yesterday with an RBI and a walk. Runner takes off for second. It's a ball in there to Leparo, and they're going to say they got the tag at second? Or no? I don't believe so. I think they're going to say Mercado missed the tag. Mike Stosky, the head coach, coming out, and the second base umpire and Trent Haldeman, the crew chief, I believe maybe saying obstruction on Jose Mercado. I think the case may be from the umpire side of it that Mercado blocked the bag while Albright was trying to go to second. As Mike Stosky is going to walk away disappointed with that conversation. So now 2 runners in scoring position. So a ball there to Leparo, 2 balls and a strike to count. So officially on the score sheet, it'll be a stolen base. So 2 balls and a strike, 2 runners in scoring position. Bonner at third, and as you see at second, Reese Albright. Two 2-1. Fouled away to the right side. Brandon Dim, the 9-hitter, is on deck. Upstairs, full count. Cougars had 5 pitchers out on the mound yesterday. Baldwin Wallace had 4. 3-2. Fly ball to right. Making the play over there is foul towards the line. Runner tags from third. Throw to the plate is not in time, as the sacrifice will be in effect there. Bonner scores 1-0 Yellow Jackets, as Reese Albright also tags over to third. So the Yellow Jackets strike first in our winner-take-all, as Brandon Dim now will step in. Just about a half-second late on the throw, as that one, Rodriguez tried to make the tag over on the runner and Bonner. But it was Baldwin Wallace that struck first yesterday as well. And in the end, it was a 14-13 win for Concordia Chicago. Strike 1 to Dim. Top of the order on deck, Asa Adams, who popped out in foul territory to the third base side. Strike 2. Krennigan with the strikeout of Wells back in the first inning. Now has 50 on the year. As the 1-2 here is for strikeout number 51 on the season for Alex Krennigan. So 1 run comes in off of 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. Yellow Jackets strike first in winner-take-all action on this Monday. 7, 8, 9 hitters up for the Cougars. Benavidez, Rodriguez, and Fouth next on the Cougar Sports Network.
top of the third for the Cougars. Second base.
Top of the third inning, 1-0 Baldwin Wallace. As leading this one off will be Braden Benavidez as he takes strike one. Yellow Jackets overall in 2019, when scoring first, have an overall record of 18 wins and 6 losses. That 6th loss came yesterday against these same Concordia Chicago Cougars. As on this 1-1, a fly ball to right. Albright going down towards the line to make the play, and there's one out. So 7 up and 7 down so far for the junior in Spencer Ackerman.
Batting eighth, the catcher, number 25.
As Justin Rodriguez, who was the walk-off hero yesterday in the 10th inning. Rodriguez hits a ground ball to the left side, and that's the first hit for Concordia Chicago. A single with 1 out brings up the right fielder, Matt Fouth.
Batting ninth, the right fielder, number 7, Matt Fouth.
Fouth yesterday went 3 for 5, came in as a run scored twice. Nine doubles for the Concordia Chicago Cougars yesterday. He got 1 of them. Actually, the correction, 7 doubles for Concordia Chicago, as this one hits to the third baseline foul. Rodriguez on the bases to keep in mind is a perfect 3 for 3 when stealing. As Fouth hits this one the opposite way for a soft single in the right. Rodriguez will chug on over to third. Throw's not going to be in time. And there's runners on the corners with 1 out. As now to the top of the order for Concordia Chicago, Jose Mercado.
The shortstop, number 1, Jose Mercado.
Mercado struck out swinging back in the first. As he is 0 for 1 here in our Game 2 winner-take-all. The winner will take on Webster in the Super Regional next weekend. As this one on the third base side, ball will stay fair. Throw to first is going to get away. Rodriguez will come in to score. Everyone advances 90 feet, and we're tied at 1. So Rodriguez comes in to score. Fouth now over to third. Mercado to second on the E5.
Center fielder, number 3, Keegan.
So just like that, Cougars able to answer. So Keegan Tyrell, who flew out to center, back in the first, has a chance here to give Concordia Chicago the lead for the first time here today. First pitch here for Tyrell is swung off, fly ball to right. Albright giving a chase on it. That's a fair ball to the wall. 1 run will score. RBI double, Keegan Tyrell. 2-1, Concordia Chicago. Runner comes in late. He's safe. Mercado comes in. Play's not dead. Tyrell advances to third. What a crazy sequence. As 2 runs come in, 3-1 Cougars. So as Fouth comes in to score, it'll only be one RBI given for Keegan Tyrell, as he got the double, and then Tyrell then advanced to third on the throw. As now a meeting at the mound. As then because of the advance on the throw, and then the play that the Yellow Jackets thought was sort of dead, next thing you know, you see Mercado chugging on home and was able to get in safely, dodging the tag from the catcher and Adams. So we'll get the settled scoring on that play in just a moment. Meanwhile, Brian Van Duzer now will get set. Either way, 3-1 Concordia Chicago. Ground ball left side, that's a hit. Bats getting hot, 4-1 Concordia Chicago. Brian Van Duzer.
First baseman number 8, Brody Mariotti.
So now Brody Mariotti, after the Cougars have had 5 batters get on successfully. 4 hits, one of them reaching on an error, that being Mercado. Get a quick scoring correction as well. They've officially given Mercado a hit off when he reached back on in earlier here in this half inning. Throw goes over to first. And there is action in the Yellow Jackets' pen as Jack Raines appears to be getting warmed up. Runner at first for Mariotti as he takes inside. He grounded out to second back in the second inning. So Van Duzer with the RBI hit is on first. The 1-1. Up to left center for a single for Brody Mariotti. Van Duzer will hold at second, and there's 2 runners on, still with 1 out. So after the fly out to right to start off this half inning,
The left fielder, number 32,
6 straight batters have reached for Concordia Chicago. Ball in the dirt. Good block from Adams. As Connor Brandon, who struck out swinging back in the second, looks to try to add on to this 4-1 lead. The winner takes on Webster in the Super Regional next weekend, as this one's a high fly ball to left center. Dim gets underneath it. Van Duzer ready to tag. He's going to go to third. Throw over to third is not in time. So Van Duzer with the aggressive base running there. Mariotti stays over at first as there's 2 away from Mateo Calle.
Designated hitter number 16, Mateo Calle.
Fouled off to the left side. Calle grounded out to the pitcher back in the second. This is the 9th batter the Cougars have sent into the box here in this half inning. And they will have batted around now as Calle makes it 5-1 Cougars. Mariotti stands now at second. As we're going to have a pitching change on the mound now. As it is 5-1 Concordia Chicago. Pitching change coming. Jack Rains will now come on in for the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin. Wallace will step aside for the pitching change and get you set for more action in just a minute here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Baldwin Wallace. Number 12, Jack Rains.
New pitcher on the mound, Jack Rains for the Yellow Jackets. We'll get you the line on Ackerman in a little bit, as he is responsible for so far for all 5 runs that Concordia Chicago has scored. 2 base runners on that Ackerman could still be responsible for. Everything else after now is on Rains. And just to clarify as well, a scoring change, Jose Mercado officially with an infield hit, then reached to second on an E5 on a throwing error. Tyrell will get credited for the RBI double, and then he advanced to third on the throw, and then Mercado advancing as well on the throw after the rather delayed run to come home. As Braden Benavides, who started off this half inning, takes strike 1. He flew out to right, say about 10-15 minutes ago. 5-1 is our score, as the 0-1 is in there for strike 2. Numbers on Rains coming into this winner take all. Rains with a .433 earned run average and a 4-4 record, as this one's inside for ball 1. Has pitched the second most innings this season at 70 2/3, 77 strikeouts, which is also second on the team, allowing a .267 average. Well, the 1-2, chopper down the third base side out of play. Runners on first and second. The pitch. Fly ball out of play. So far for Concordia Chicago, 5 runs. On 6 hits. And 1 error. As the 1-2 now from Rains is swung on in a ground ball to the third base side. Throw over to first is in time, as the Cougars send 10 into the box. But not before they put up 5 runs on 7 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. It's the Yellow Jackets that now got some work to do, down by 4. Top of the order, Adams, Ludwig, Pennington next on the Cougar Sports Network. To the top of the order here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, it's Adams, Ludwig, and Pennington. Final line for the Yellow Jackets and their starting pitcher, Spencer Ackerman, went 2 2/3 innings pitched, 43 pitches, 28 strikes, giving up 7 hits, 5 runs all earned, while striking out 2 batters. As Adams now digs in, takes ball 1. He flew out in foul territory down the third base side to Van Duzer, back in the 1st to lead us off in that bottom half of the inning. (5-1) Concordia, Chicago. As he takes, that being Adams, strike 1. Ludwig on deck, grounded out to second, back in the 1st. Winner will see Webster in the Super Regional next weekend. We have 15 regional champions. We're waiting on a Sweet 16th after this one. (3-1). Inside, a leadoff walk for Asa Adams. So leadoff man on to bring up Alex Ludwig.
Shortstop number 11,
Ludwig and Wells each homered yesterday in Game 1 of our championship. As the pitch now from Krinnigan is upstairs, ball 1. Ludwig 3 for 4, 3 RBIs yesterday. Also came in as a run scored 3 times and drawing 2 walks. Ground ball shortstop side, diving play. Mercado throw to second is in time, over to first. Not in time, but a great play defensively by Jose Mercado to get the lead runner. So Ludwig will reach on the fielder's choice. 1 out, runner on first for Kyle Pennington.
The second baseman number 17, Kyle Pennington.
So you see the infield, second and third open. Ludwig the runner at first. 7 stolen bases for Ludwig this year. As the first pitch to Pennington, strike 1. Pennington walked and stole a base back in the 1st inning. 0-1 is outside. Groningen so far walking 2 batters, only allowing 1 hit, and striking out a pair, looking. 1-1, swung on, fly ball left center field as this one's going to get down. As now there's 2 runners on at first and second with 1 out. So with Pennington at first, Ludwig at second, that brings up Philip Wells, who struck out looking back in the first to end that half of the inning. Wells foul tips that one. Wells, a first-team member of the Ohio Athletic Conference All-Team, led the team in batting average coming into this regional. Wells, yesterday we talked about him with the homer, had 5 RBIs, which is the most by a player in one game so far this entire regional. As this 1-1 now from Crinigan is just outside for ball 2. So for Crinigan, that's now 52 pitches, 27 of them strikes, as pitch number 53 is about to come. Ludwig, the runner you see here at second. Pennington over at first. 2-1. High for ball 3. Wind blowing in, not with a major gust, but could factor on possible fly balls deep towards the warning track. Temperatures as well, not as what they were the last couple of days. As we're back to where we were from Friday, throw goes back over to second. We got up into the mid-80s on Saturday for a brief period of time, and then yesterday we got into about a comfortable 75 degrees. And now here we are bundled up in blankets, jackets, and for some people, towels. The 3-1, swing and a miss, full count. And when I said some people towels, it's our lovely producer Shelby Spitz, who apparently is too cool for blankets. Full count offering. The 3-2. Ground ball back to the pitcher spot, gets through the hole. Flip over to second is in time, and that's all they're going to get. So now Ludwig will get 90 feet from home. Pennington out on the 4-6 force, and Wells will reach on the fielder's choice.
Designated hitter number 6, Drew
So with 2
Wilson.
away, the DH Drew Wilson will step in. Bottom of the third in our winner take all. The eyes of Division III baseball have come to River Forest as this one gets to the backstop, and it's going to stay on the top of it, actually a couple of bounces, and on the wild pitch, Ludwig will come in to score, and it's 5-2. So Wells now over at second. As this 1-0 is on the inside part of the plate, strike one. Drew Wilson, the freshman from Sagamore Hills, Ohio. The 1-1 swung onto the right side. Mariotti tried to make the jump over it, but can't. Wells will come around third. He will score. RBI single, Drew Wilson, 5-3. So the 2 outs in this half inning have come on the base
Left fielder,
pads.
number 25, Jacob Bonner.
A couple of fielders' choices and 2 singles have brought in 2 runs. Wild pitch did bring in 1 of those runs, as this one is blocked out in front by Rodriguez. As Jacob Bonner, who reached on an E6 and came in as an unearned run back in the second, off the sac fly to right from Tony Laparo. The 1-0. Swung on, fly ball to right. Fouth making chase on it, and he makes the play. And that'll retire the Yellow Jackets. But not before 2 runs come in off of 2 hits.
2 runs on
No errors, and 1 runner left on base.
at the end of
Yellow Jackets are able to counter and get within 2. Cougars coming to bat. It's Rodriguez, Fouth, and Mercado next on the Cougar Sports Network.
You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath. And you think I'm crazy, yeah, you think I'm crazy.
I wanted the fame, but not the cover of Newsweek. Oh well, guess beggars can't be choosy. Wanted to receive attention from my music. Wanted to be left alone in public, excuse me. Wanting my cake and eat it too. And wanting it both ways. Fame made me a balloon. Cause my ego inflated when I flew sleep. And it was confusing. Cause all I wanted to do was be the Bruce Lee of Bruce Ink. Use it as a tool when I blew steam. Hit the lottery, ooh wee. But with what I gave up to get, it was bittersweet. It was like winning and used me. I'm finding cause I think I'm getting so huge. I need a string. I'm beginning to lose sleep. 1 sheep, 2 sheep, going cuckoo, and kooky is cool key. But I'm actually weirder than you think. Cause I'm
I'm friends with the monster, that's so nothing. Get along with the voices inside my head. You're trying to save me, stop holding your breath. And you think I'm crazy, yeah, you think I'm crazy. What about my
batting 8th and leading off the top of the 4th for the Cougars.
Top of the 4th inning, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up. Justin Rodriguez and Matt Fouth and Jose Mercado are up. All 3 of them with a single so far here today. And Rodriguez on the first pitch will ground to the second base side as he's retired 1 away. So quickly 1 out here in this top half of the 4th. As this brings in the right fielder, Matt Fouth. Mentioned the numbers on him coming into this winner-take-all. 290 hitter with a 358 on-base percentage, 22 RBIs. Now has 41 hits on the year, 7 doubles, 3 triples, 3 homers. Fouth looks at that one outside. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and fouled away over the netting to the right side. Top of the order on deck, Jose Mercado, who homered twice yesterday. Fouth, the 5'11 senior from Elk Grove, Illinois, as he fouls off to the same spot again. Conant High School product, home of the Cougars over in the northwest suburbs of the Chicagoland area. Here's the 1-2 from Raines. This is chopped to the third base side. That's going to stay fair. Throw over to first is in time. Excellent play by Tony Laparo, the third baseman, and there's 2 away. Top of the order now for Jose Mercado. Mercado 1 for 2.
Shortstop number 1, Jose.
Single, strikeout, and came in as a run scored. Strike 1 to Mercado. We saw Jack Rains in the continuation of Saturday's game yesterday morning as he went 2 innings, giving up a couple of runs both earned, and those runs came off of when he saw a home run, a 2-run homer that is, from the same batter you're seeing right now, Jose Mercado. As this one's fouled off to the third base dugout side where the Yellow Jackets are at. Faced 10 batters in that Sunday morning finish on 26 pitches, striking out 2 of them, and giving up 5 hits. Lefty pitcher, righty batter, the 1-2. Plunks Mercado, and he gets on with 2 outs. Mentioned for Mercado, he came into this regional 3rd in the country, being hit 23 times by pitches.
Fielder, number 3, Keegan Tyrell.
As now, this is the 5th time he's been hit this weekend. So that puts the number up to 28. Ice packs reserved from him after a lot of post games, as this one a swing and a miss from Keegan Tyrell. Tyrell with the RBI double back in the Wild top half of the 3rd. As time has been called, as Adams will go talk out to his pitcher at the mound in Rains. Mentioned the 9 pitchers we saw yesterday from both these teams. Spencer Berg and Kyle Strepik for each side got the start. For the Yellow Jackets, Garrett Miller, Rocco Deloria, and Michael Huber came in relief. And for the Cougars, it was Noah Dressler, Zach Licky, Nick Brummel, who pitched a excellent 2 2/3. And then following that, to be nearly as impressive, was Mike Tobin. The 0-1 is a swing and a miss in the dirt for strike 2. Brian Van Duzer, who got an RBI single in the last inning, also is on deck. The 0-2, pitch out, as they wanted to keep an eye on Mercado over at first. And now a throw will go over to first. Overcast skies here today at Cougar Field. And rather chilly temperatures for this time of May on May 20th of 2019. As this one is a shot, and that's going to get right into the glove. Going to his left was Ludwig, and that will retire Concordia Chicago. So 0 runs come in off of no hits and no errors, and 1 runner left on base. It's the Cougars 5, Yellow Jackets 3. Albright, Laparo, and Dim, 7, 8, 9, next on the Cougar Sports Network.
La jura de bandera del muchacho se la dio con 2 amigos. Macarena con un novio que se llama de apellido Vitorino. La jura de bandera del muchacho se la dio con 2 amigos. Hala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Hala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Hala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Hala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Macarena, 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 que te gustan los veranos de Marbella. Macarena, 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 que te gusta la movida guerrillera. Hala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Hala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Hala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas.
to the bottom of the fourth inning as the Yellow Jackets are going to come to bat, and this was a great defensive gem we saw from Tony Laparo in the last half inning that got the second out on the Cougars. We'll see Laparo bat in a little bit as Reese Albright, the 7-hitter, now will step in. He singled back in the second and stole second as well as he takes that one low for ball one. Regardless of where the Super Regional would be next weekend, Game 1 of the 3-gamer against Webster would be Friday at 11. Or correction, noon would be first pitch. And then this coming Saturday would be an 11 a.m. first pitch. And if necessary for a Game 3, as it's a best of 3 in Super Regional action, would be 45 minutes after the conclusion of Game 2. And there would be the likely odds that if Concordia Chicago is to win, they would be right back to the Thunderdome next weekend. Although we'll have obviously official word on that later on as we go. And also in the event that the Cougars are able to come away with the victory as the count runs full. Webster waiting in the wings. They outlasted Bethany, Lutheran, Wisconsin, Whitewater, and North Central in their regional. As the 3-2 is a ground ball to the shortstop side for Mercado, who makes the easy throw to first, and there's one away. Mentioned only out of the 15 regional winners we've had so far, 4 of them were 2 seeds.
Third baseman number 5, Tony Laparo.
And 6 of them were the host. So upsets have gone around all around Division III here so far from this past weekend. En route to the College World Series over in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Mentioned New England College. They'll be taking on UMass Boston. Babson will take on SUNY Cortland. Chapman will square off against Concordia, Texas. Coe College will face Birmingham Southern. Mentioned Webster will await the winner here. Worcester will take on Heidelberg. Shenandoah will face Johns Hopkins. And Washington and Jefferson will face Misericordia. And the thing with Webster, they had to play an if necessary game yesterday. And they defeated a really good North Central team and advancing to the Super Regional this coming weekend as Laparo draws the walk. So 1-out walk issued as Brandon Dim now will step in.
Fielder number 20, Brandon Dim.
Dim hit the sacrifice fly to right that brought in Jacob Bonner back in the second. As runner takes off, ground ball to the short, or I should say the third base side, as Van Duzer couldn't make the play. As now there's 2 on base, runners at first and second with one out. So as Laparo now gets into scoring position, Dim reaches first on an E5. It's the second error committed by the Cougars defense so far here today. As now we go to the top of the order for Asa Adams. As Mike Stosky will come out to the mound. As it looks like this will be the end of the line for the junior pitcher and Alex Krinnigan. As coming in now will be Cole Carmen, the 6'4" sophomore. We saw Cole Carmen get the start on Saturday and go 6 innings, giving up 5 runs, all earned. So the sophomore Carmen comes in. We'll step aside for it and be right back here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Your attention, please. Now now pitching for Concordia, Chicago. Number 45, Cole Carmen.
Silence is my favorite sound. Think about my cards, watch them fall. Blood on a marble wall. I like the way they roll. Screams, tell me which one is worse. Living or dying first. Sleeping inside a home. You say, come over, baby. I think you're pretty. I'm not okay. I'm not your baby. If you think I'm pretty, you should see me in the crowd. I'm gonna run something's out. Watch me make 'em bow. One bite. You should see me in the crowd. Silence is my favorite sound.
So Cole Carmen now, the sophomore, steps in. He threw 108 pitches back on Saturday in the 11-5 win over Buena Vista and the Beavers to eliminate the Beavers out of regional play. Line on Crinigan at 3 1/3 innings pitched after throwing 72 of them, 37 for strikes. Giving up 3 hits, so far 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Crinigan responsible for the 2 runners on base at the moment. He had walked 3 batters and struck out 2 of them. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Top of the 4th, 5-3 Concordia, Chicago. Or bottom 4th, excuse me. Count 0-1 now to Adams. Adams walked back in the 3rd. The 0-1 is on the outside, part away from the zone for ball 1. Alex Ludwig, the shortstop, is on deck. Carmen looking to work out of the jam. The 1-1 is in the dirt for ball 2. And as much as I like to jab at him during the broadcast, again, a great shout out to our crew here at Shelby Spitz, Alexa Lomentini, Courtney Luciano, and Neil O'Donnell, who have been here for all 4 days of this regional. And of course, can't forget the great work of Jim Egan and CJ Sellner up here in the booth with us. Runner at second in Laparo. Dim the runner at first. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. There's a fly ball to center. Tyrell gets underneath it. As the runners are going to have to tag back. Throw's going to go to second, and they are going to double off the runner in Laparo. An 8-6 double play gets the Cougars out of the jam. The runner's not seeing where the ball was going to land. As in the end, no runs and no hits off of 1 error and 1 runner left on in the end. A big mistake for Baldwin Wallace as the Cougars go to the top of the 5th inning up by 2. Van Duzer, Mariotti, and Brandon look to add on next on the Cougars Sports Network. Going to the top of the 5th inning as the throw will go down to second. Here's how we ended the last half inning. You saw the runners go on the hit and run attempt, but it was too little too late as Tyrell makes the catch in center and Mercado easily covering the bag at second as Laparo got left stranded in 8-6 double play. Remember that one with the Cougars up by 2. As we continue along, remember that double play. As on the first pitch here, swinging from Van Duzer to right field, Albright will get underneath this one, and there's one away. Winner moves on to the Super Regional to take on Webster. And that will begin this Friday for a 12 noon first pitch. If Concordia Chicago wins, it is very likely they'll be right back here at the Thunderdome Friday. Game 2 of the Super Regional would be Saturday at 11, regardless of location. And if necessary, a winner-take-all Game 3 of the Super Regional would be 45 minutes after the conclusion of Game 2. The 1-0 is a swing and a fly ball down the left field line. That'll land fair into the corner. Brody Mariotti with a 1-out double for the Cougars. So Brody Mariotti now 2 for 3 today. As that brings up Connor Brandon.
Left fielder, number 32, Connor Brandon.
First pitch for Brandon is a towering fly ball to center. Mariotti goes back to second to tag. Mariotti will hold off there as the out is made, and there's 2 away. So with 2 away now,
Number 16, Mateo Kaye.
that brings up the DH Mateo Kaye, who had an RBI single back in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2 here today. You see Mariotti, the runner at second, the modest lead off the bag. You see the second baseman in Pennington, not on your screen, but trying to creep back in a little bit as this one's fouled back. See Mariotti get about 9-10 feet off the bag before he goes back, and Pennington kind of cheating on in behind him to keep him modest with the leadoff that Mariotti has. The 0-1 upstairs to even us up. Benavidez on deck should this continue. He's 0 for 2 today with a fly out to right and a ground out to third. Standard defense out in the infield as this one is low for ball 2. Mariotti now with that double, his 12th on the season. Which breaks a tie with Benavidez for how many doubles the Cougars have had. The team leader in doubles is Van Duzer, who's got 17. As this one is a smack shot to center. After taking a couple of steps back, coming in to make the play is Brandon Dim, and that'll retire the side. So no runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Still 5-3 Concordia Chicago to the bottom of the 5th inning. Ludwig, Pennington, Wells, next on the Cougar Sports Network.
Like a white t-shirt and a worn-out pair of jeans. Like a song you know in a radio. Like windows down and driving down Main Street. Like wild, free, and being 17. We go good together, yeah, you and me. We were meant to be. We're like fireworks in a polar sky. Yeah, the two of us, we're good boys and girls. We're like a first kiss and butterflies. Like goodbye goes with September, good love goes with forever. We go, we go, we go. We go good together.
To the bottom of the 5th innings, we're halfway done of our winner-take-all Game 2. Winner takes on Webster in the Super Regional. The loser has their 2019 season come to an end. Alex Ludwig will lead things off, the shortstop for the Yellow Jackets in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2, 3, and 4 hitters up as he takes strike 1. Pennington and Wells to follow. Ludwig 0 for 2 today, reached on a fielder's choice and came in as a run scored in the 3rd inning. And back in the 1st, he grounded out to 2nd. 0-1. The winner takes on Webster in the Super Regional. That'll begin on Friday, as time's been called. This is the only regional left that needs a winner. All 15 others have been decided. As the 0-2 from Carmen is outside. Kyle Pennington was on deck, has reached base twice today. A walk and a single and a stolen base. A bundled up crowd here at Cougar Field. Temperatures in the low 50s with the wind blowing in from left center. The 1-2. Pop fly to the shallow right field grass. Playable for Benavidez, and there's 1 away. So nobody out for Kyle Pennington,
Second baseman number 17,
who in his senior
Kyle
season
Pennington.
has started all 43 games coming into today. Comes in with a .317 average, 32 RBIs. And with the walk in the 1st, he's now walked 25 times, which is 2nd on the team behind Phillip Wells, who is on deck as Pennington takes strike 1. On paper, you may have said, how much does a chance did Baldwin Wallace have coming into this regional? Coming in with a record of 25-15, having lost 4 in a row before Friday, and so far are 2-1 on the regional weekend, as they won their first 2 contests over St. John's in 10 innings in a walk-off fashion, courtesy of the batter you see right now in Kyle Pennington. They then defeated these same Cougars from Saturday, which continued into yesterday morning. Hence how they got to the regional championship. Lost yesterday to these Cougars 14-13 in what may be one of the craziest games you'll ever see in any level of baseball. And here we are, winner take all on this Monday. 1-2, fouled back. You may have saw the, the reaction. As the great public address announcer Jim Egan says, the net is there to protect you, and, well, it did its job. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Pennington goes down, and there's 2 away. So with 2 away and nobody on, that brings up Phillip Wells. 0 for 2 today, reaching on a fielder's choice. He struck out looking back in the 1st as he fouls this one away. Four 2 seeds have advanced to the Super Regionals. While 7 1 seeds have also advanced as well. Since this went out to left field. And laying out but not able to make the play was Connor Brandon. This got behind him as that's going to be a very long single They got away from the second base bag for a moment. Mariotti recovered as it's a 2-out hit for Phillip Wells to bring up the DH, Drew Wilson.
Designated hitter, number 6, Drew Wilson.
So the DH and Drew Wilson is 1 for 2 today with an RBI single. The Yellow Jackets have stranded one batter in every half inning so far. Strike one. Wilson, we mentioned, making his 19th appearance and his 5th start for the Yellow Jackets in his first season. Recorded his 3rd RBI in his last at-bat in the 3rd. Runner takes off, swinging a drive to left field, and making the play coming in was Connor Brandon. So Brandon records the out as the Cougars will go to the top of the 6th inning, up 5-3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on. We'll be back, hopefully with protection of the net on the Cougars Sports Network.
The number 7 batter leads off the top of the 6th for the Cougars. Second baseman, number 20, Braden Benavidez.
79 hitters coming up for the Cougars, who lead it by 2 to the top of the 6th inning. If they win, they move on to the Super Regional to take on Webster. They look to add on to this 2-run lead. Braden Benavidez, who is 0 for 2, digs into the box. Will face the left-handed throwing Jack Rains. Takes strike one. Benavidez flew out to right back in the 3rd, grounded out to 3rd in that same half inning, as the Cougars were able to bat around in the top of the 3rd to get 5 runs on the board. Mentioned yesterday when the Yellow Jackets were able to bat around that the half inning in which they did so started and ended with the same batter. Same case here for Concordia Chicago with Benavidez, who was the 18th and final batter to finally get on base in the wild 14-13 contest yesterday, as a 2-1 is swung on and missed. The 2-2 from Rains is swung on, and a leadoff single for Braden Benavidez. Leadoff man is on for Justin Rodriguez.
The catcher, number 25, Justin Rodriguez.
So Justin Rodriguez, who is 1 for 2 today with a single, will step on in. I want to foul tip strike one to Rodriguez. Fouth, the right fielder, is on deck. Runner at first and Benavidez off the leadoff single. As the 0-1 now from Raines is swung on the opposite way for a base hit. 2 runners aboard, nobody out.
Right fielder, number 7, Matt Fouth.
So now Matt Fouth steps on in. Runner in scoring position, you see Benavidez with the leadoff from second. Fouth also 1 for 2 with a single and came in as a run, scored, bunt shown, and it's going to work. Bobbled by Raines, and the out is made at first. They just got Fouth. Mike Stosky running over, not pleased. Stosky not happy with the first place umpire, Ben Williams. Runners go over to second and third. So Benavidez gets to third, Rodriguez to second, and Fouth out at first. Let's get one more look at this as the bunt laid down, and we'll see it in real time. You see the bobble, and oh yeah, that he was safe. Missed call there from Ben Williams. Beat it by about a split second. Great look from our first base camera to show that one, as that call appears to have been missed and the bases should have been loaded. But regardless, it did get the job done, getting 2 runners now in scoring position.
Number 1, Jose Mercado.
So now the leadoff hitter, Jose Mercado. Mercado looks at that one low and in. Chilly temperatures aren't affecting the crowd now after what we just went through. Runner at third in Benavidez. Runner at second, Rodriguez. First base, as you see, open. Mercado would love to add on to this 2-run lead. Fouled off. One and 1 count to Mercado. He homered twice yesterday, as along with Phillip Wells, Mercado had 5 RBIs. The 1-1. That hits him. And the runner that Mike Stosky wanted to have at first, instead of it being Matt Fouth, it'll be Jose Mercado, who's now been hit for the second time today. And also now make it, he's now been hit by pitches 29 times in his senior season.
Center fielder, number 3, Keegan Tyrell.
Is now Keegan Tyrell, who had an RBI double in the third, flew out to center in the first, and lined out to short in the fourth. Has a chance here to open it up by 2, here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Raines, the pitch, fouled off. You go back to the double play that the Cougars turned defensively, in which Asa Adams back in the fourth flew out to center, and the base runners in Laparo and Dim got caught running. As you see here, it was a hit and run attempt that you see Laparo almost hitting the third base bag after the catch had been made, and there was going to be no way he could get back in time. Remember that as we go along, as there would have only been 2 outs, should have Laparo and Dim gotten back. Didn't matter with Dim as the play didn't go towards him. As the 0-2 is inside, of the strike zone for a called strike 3 to Keegan Tyrell, and there's 2 away. So bases loaded, 2 out.
The third baseman,
Brian Van
number 9,
Duzer.
Brian Van Duzer.
Cougars so far have left 4 runners on base here today. 5 have been left on for the Yellow Jackets, 1 per inning for them. Brian Van Duzer. It's a ground ball to the shortstop side. Ludwig. Throw will go over to second to get the force, and the Cougars leave the bases loaded. So with that, so no runs come in off of 2 hits, no errors, and the bases loaded. 5-3 our score. Bottom of the 6th inning coming. Bonner, Albright, Laparo next on the Cougar Sports Network. As they throw on down, bottom of the 6th inning, the left fielder, the right fielder, and the third baseman for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets will step on in. 6, 7, 8 hitters. We'll lead it off with Jacob Bonner, who was 0 for 2 today, reached on an E6 in the second, and came in as an unearned run. He also flew out to right back in the third. As this game has not had as many hits and runs as we saw yesterday, as this one's hit to left center as Tyrell goes back to make the play. 1 pitch, 1 out in this bottom of the 6th inning. And if you did not see what happened yesterday, well, you missed a lot. Game that went 3 hours and 27 minutes, 27 combined runs, 35 hits, and amazingly only 1 error. Strike 1 to Reese Albright. And every run in that contest, in which Concordia Chicago won 14-13, all were earned runs to every pitcher that came into the mound. Strike 2 to Albright. Albright 1 for 2 with a single and a stolen base. Winner takes on Webster in the Super Regional starting Friday. The 0-2 in the dirt. Laparo, the third baseman, on deck. We mentioned as he was the runner that got out on the 8-6 double play, in which he, on the hit and run, sprinted over to third, but with Tyrell making the catch, he made the throw to Mercado, who was covering the bag at second. As had he been able to get back safely, there would have been 2 away, and that would have brought up Alex Ludwig, the shortstop at the time. And who knows what could have transpired from there still. As the 2-2 is a ground ball to the right side, and that will get in the right field for a 1-out hit. So Albright with his second hit of the afternoon. As we have a pinch hitter now for Tony Laparo. As coming in now in his spot is number 26 in Luke Rosante.
Your attention, please. Batting for the third baseman, Laparo, is number 26.
So Luke Rosante.
Rosante.
He steps in. We'll get you the numbers on him coming into the winner-take-all. Rosante, the sophomore from Highland Heights, Ohio. Right-handed batter gets set, and he looks at a called strike one. On the year, he's 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter, 246 overall in the season. He's got 4 RBIs, drawing 4 walks. Has a 344 on base percentage as the throw goes over to first. 15 total hits, scoring as a runner 5 times, and 61 official at-bats. No extra base hits so far for the sophomore this season. As the 0-1 is low for a ball. As Cole Carmen, who threw 108 yesterday, runner goes to second in time, and that'll be a stolen base. So 2-1 count now to Rosante, who steps in for the first time this weekend. Now has a runner in scoring position, down by 2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-1 in the dirt, ball 3. Brandon Dim, the center fielder, is on deck, the 9-hitter. Three balls and a strike. Runner at second, as you see, in Albright. As Carmen will step off and look over at second. Mercado covering there. Mercado playing closer to the second base bag than the second baseman in Benavidez, who was playing in his normal spot defensively. Mercado more so playing up the middle. Right side rather open as Mercado now will change back. And that's a 1-out walk to Rosante. Runners at first and second now to bring up Brandon Dim. He's 0 for 2, reaching on an error back in the 4th.
Center fielder, number 20, Brandon Dim.
The sophomore Carmen throws strike 1 to Brandon Dim. As mentioned, the Yellow Jackets have left 1 runner on base in every inning so far. Here comes the 0-1. Low and in. Runners on first and second. And Carmen steps off. Top of the order on deck, Asa Adams. Adams was the one who flew out that led to the double play that we've talked about that could loom large for the Yellow Jackets. The 1-1. Pop fly right in front of Rodriguez. You got about 3 players coming in. Mariotti on the first base line will run in instead as he makes the out, and there's 2 away. So Dim now 0 for 3 today. To the top of the order in Asa Adams. A big second out recorded by the sophomore in
Number
Cole
3,
Carmen.
Asa Adams.
Carmen, the 6'4 sophomore from Littleton, Colorado, who threw a career-high 108 pitches in the 11-5 win over the Buena Vista Beavers earlier this past weekend. Strike one there to Adams. Ludwig on deck should this continue. 5 total base runners left on so far for the Yellow Jackets in this winner-take-all. Concordia Chicago has left 7. But they have the 5-3 lead. The 0-1. Liner right to Benavidez. No runs come in. 1 hit. No errors. 2 runners left on. Cougars 5, Yellow Jackets 3. Top of the 7th coming. It'll be led off by Brody Mariotti next on the Cougar Sports Network.
Leads off the top of the 7th for the Cougars. First baseman, number 8,
Brody Mariotti will lead us off here in the top half of the 7th inning. Cougars up by 2, 5-3, looking to advance to the Super Regional, in which they can likely host it in the event they win here today. They'll be waiting, perhaps, for Webster this Friday, should the result hold. Again, the site for it not official yet, but with the Cougars being one of the top seeds in the tournament, it is likely they can be hosting again here at Cougar Field next weekend. Regardless of location, Super Regional action would start Friday for a 12 noon first pitch for Game 1. It's a best-of-3 format for the Super Regionals for the 2 teams in it. As Mariotti hits this one well to left field, that's going to get to the wall. And it'll be a lead-off double for Brody Mariotti here in the top of the 7th inning. That's the second double for Brody Mariotti in back-to-back at-bats. As Connor Brandon steps in, who was 0 for 3 today with a strikeout and a couple of flyouts. To finish up the schedule with the Super Regionals before that double was hit. Mentioned Friday would be a noon first pitch. Again, regardless of location of where it'll take place. Saturday's Game 2 would start at 11 a.m. And if necessary, 3, it would follow 45 minutes after the conclusion of Game 2. No balls and a strike to Connor Brandon, who wants to be due for a hit here with his team up by 2. 0-1 hops in there and actually may have caught the mask of Adams. It may have caught him on the right cheek. Either way, the count at 1-1 as they give Adams a moment. As he appears to be okay as he shakes that one off. You don't want to winner take all, though. It would take a lot for the catcher and Asa Adams to have to come out of the game. Rosante, by the way, the new third baseman, we saw come in as a pinch hitter who walked in the last half inning. He takes over for Laparo over at third. Only defensive change in the infield so far today. The 1-1 is swung on and fouled off to the right side. Mateo Calle, the DH, is on deck. The 1-2 inside to even us up. This will be the 50th pitch coming up now for the senior in Jack Rains for the Yellow Jackets. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still nobody out after the leadoff double from Brody Mariotti, as that's in the dirt to make the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. "15 regional champions have already been crowned, waiting for the Sweet 16th here." Fouled back, out of play. The winner awaits Webster, who outlasted Bethany Lutheran, Wisconsin Whitewater, and North Central. Brandon, shot to right center. That's going to get down. Mariotti had to be careful playing it along the bases. He will go to third and stay there as there's runners on the corners as Connor Brandon gets Brody Mariotti 90 feet away. And for Connor Brandon, that's his first hit, as he was looking for one for the first time today. As with back-to-back hits, runners on the corners, nobody out for the DH, Mateo Calle. .388 average coming into today for Calle. Has recorded 60 total bases this season after the single that he got back in the third. Has walked 9 times this year and has stolen 8 bases in 12 attempts. Fouled back. Benavidez on deck, as the Cougars are looking to add on, up by 2. They're the road team here in this winner take all. Here comes the 0-1. Ground ball left side. That'll be a play that goes home. Mariotti's going to be out. And there's one away. So Mariotti is out at home on the 5-2 force. Or rather the tag, I should say. So Brandon now goes over to scoring position at second as Calle reaches on the fielder's choice. As we'll have a meeting at the mound with Brian Harrison, the head coach, as we're going to have a pitching change. So that'll be the end of Rains' day on the mound. As coming on in for the Yellow Jackets will be number 37 in Nick Smith. So he'll get his warm-up tosses. We'll get the line on Rains in a moment. Be back here in the top of the 7th, 1 out, 5-3 Cougars on the Cougar Sports Network. New pitcher on the mound as Nick Smith, the sophomore from Mentor, Ohio, will step on the mound for head coach Brian Harrison. Numbers for Smith, a 4-1 record with a .260 earned run average, making his 11th appearance this season. Has recorded 1 save on 55 and a third innings pitched. Giving up 51 hits, 21 runs, 16 of them earned. Walking 16 batters, striking out 46, and all in a batting average of .246. So after the fielder's choice reach from Mateo Calle, Braden Benavidez, with runners on first and second and 1 out, hits a fly ball to center. Brandon, the runner at second, gonna tag. Dim makes the catch. Off he goes to third. Throw over to third. Was a little in time, but a little off with the accuracy. Brandon gets in there successfully, and there's 2 away, runners on the corners. So with runners on the corners and 2 out, it brings in the walk-off hero from yesterday, Justin Rodriguez. Rodriguez 2 for 3 with a couple of singles, in which he had a single in the third, a single in the 6th. He grounded out to second back in the 4th. Fly ball behind as this one will go to the concession stand area behind us. Are we going to call that the counter on Alexa for the foul ball? Okay, so that'll be 2 for her this weekend. Shelby still is the clubhouse leader with 10. Courtney with 1, and our PA announcer Jim Egan with 1. Myself, Neil, and CJ are staying at 0 because we're not responsible. The 0-1. Fly ball to center for Dim, as he'll get underneath this one, and that'll retire the Cougars. So no runs come in for Concordia Chicago off of 1 hit. No errors, and 2 runners left on base. It's stretch time in our winner-take-all action for the regional championship. Ludwig, Pennington, and Wells due up next for the Yellow Jackets on the Cougar Sports Network. Be back in a moment.
God doesn't show. And I want these words to make things right, but sometimes they make the words come to life. But who does he think he is? The worst you got, better put your fingers back to the key.
So it's stretch time, bottom of the 7th inning. New catcher now in for the Concordia Chicago Cougars, as replacing Justin Rodriguez will be the catcher who started yesterday in Abe Paz, number 30. He'll be in the spot 8th in the order for Justin Rodriguez once it gets to his turn in the batting order, as this one is outside for ball 1 to Alex Ludwig, who is 0 for 3 today, reaching on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. Kyle Pennington on deck, Phillip Wells in the hole. 5-3 Concordia Chicago looking to advance to the Super Regional, as this will be a leadoff hit to right center for Alex Ludwig, who is going to try for 2. A little bobble by Fouth, as Ludwig is going to get in there successfully for a leadoff double with nobody out in the bottom of the 7th.
baseman number 17, Kyle Pennington.
So Kyle Pennington now will dig in with a runner at second. There's activity as well in the Yellow Jackets pen, as both pens having some warm-up action done. We'll have to keep an eye on that as we go along. Runner at second, nobody out. Carmen's pitch in there for strike one to Kyle Pennington. Pennington 1 for 2 today with a single, a walk, and a stolen base. His last plate appearance, he struck out in the 5th, swinging. The 0-1, swung on, shallow fly to right. Benavidez will make the play, and there's one away. Runner in Ludwig will hold at second. So with the runner still at second in scoring position and one away, that brings up the first baseman in Philip Wells, who was 1 for 3 today, reaching on a fielder's choice in the 3rd and a single in the 5th. Wells, who struck out looking in his first plate appearance in the 1st. It's Carmen with a little stutter there to keep the runner at bay, and Pennington, or I should say Ludwig, over at second. Ludwig came in as a run scored as well back in the 3rd, off the RBI hit from Drew Wilson. Swinging a drive here from Wells to center. That ball carrying a little bit towards the wall, and Tyrell at the wall making the catch. Ludwig will tag over to 3rd, as there's now 2 away, as they're going to say there's another out as well, as they're going to say he did not time the tag going from 2nd to 3rd. My goodness. The appeal pays off for Concordia Chicago, and it turns into another double play. Remember that one. So that's 2 base running miscues from Baldwin Wallace that have led to inning-ending double plays. As after the flyout from Wells, Ludwig left the bag too early, as there's no runs that come in off of 1 hit, no errors, and in the end, nobody left on. Wow. Top of the 8th, 5-3 Concordia Chicago. Be back in a moment on the Cougar Sports Network.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Baldwin Wallace, number 23, Danny Cody.
To the top of the 8th we will go, and that is because of this. Fly ball to center from Wells, and look at Ludwig, left side of your screen. He took off too early, as you see right there, as in the end he was doubled off as he took off early. So officially that'll go down as an 8-4 double play, as that's the second time we've seen the runners on the bases for Baldwin Wallace make some mistakes that could have extended the half inning.
The number 9
So as we go to the top of the 8th inning, 9 1-2 hitters up for Concordia Chicago.
number 7.
Matt Fouth will lead it off. He's 1 for 3 today with a single, and it came in as a run scored. And that came back in the 3rd. He's grounded out to 3rd twice, respectively, back in the 4th and 6th innings. Low for ball 1 to Fouth. The line on Nick Smith, as we have a new pitcher in, went 2/3 of an innings pitched and only threw 3 pitches, and that was it. Nothing else on his line. As Danny Cody is the new pitcher for the Yellow Jackets. We saw Danny Cody in Game 2 from our doubleheader on Friday. Went 7 innings against St. John's, gave up 4 runs, 2 of them earned, while striking out 6 batters on 107 pitches. And we haven't seen him since Friday. But here he is now in the biggest spot of the season. Peel over to first. They're going to say he didn't go. Ball 2. Danny Cody, the senior from Medina, Ohio. Cody only giving up 5 hits as well back on Friday in that thriller in 10 over St. John's. And St. John's went down in 2 straight games to be knocked out as the first of the 4 teams in our regional. Buena Vista was the other team that got eliminated before we got to our regional championship, as they're grounded to short and the throw to first is in time and there's 1 away. So the top of the order, Jose Mercado, who in his last 2 plate appearances has been hit by pitches.
Shortstop number 1, Jose Mercado.
The first pitch here for Mercado is inside as he swings around for strike 1. Mercado singled back in the 3rd, and he struck out swinging in the 1st. Mercado has been hit now by 29 pitches in his senior season, 2 here today. As the 0-1 is a ground ball to the left side, and it's a 1-out base hit. Second of the day for Jose Mercado. So runner aboard with 1 out for Keegan Tyrell. He's 1 for 3 today with an RBI double.
Center fielder number 3, Keegan Tyrell.
Throw goes over to first. Again, the winner advances to the Super Regional, which will start Friday at noon. If Concordia Chicago is to win, they will likely host this weekend. As another throw will go over to first. They will perhaps take on Webster if the result holds. "15 regional champions have been crowned. Waiting for the 16th here. Ground ball to the shortstop side. Could be 2. 6, 4, 3. First double play that the Cougars have grounded into today. As that'll retire the side. And a 1-2-3 inning. So no runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. To the bottom of the 8th, it's the Cougars 5, Yellow Jackets 3. Wilson, Bonner, Albright due up for the Yellow Jackets next on the Cougar Sports Network.
Drunk on the good life.
Bottom of the 8th inning. Getting down to the wire in winner-take-all regional championship action. Drew Wilson, the DH, will lead us off. Cole Carmen, the sophomore pitcher, as on the first pitch is a shallow pop fly to the right side for Benavidez. 1 away. Top half of the 7th, or should say the bottom half of the 7th, rather, ended with this. Watch Ludwig take off too early from second base. Catch was made by the center fielder Tyrell.
Left fielder, number 25.
Ended it in a 8-4 double play. That's twice today we've seen the Yellow Jackets end innings in double plays due to miscues on the base pads. Jacob Bonner with a 1-0 count now. He's 0 for 3 today, reaching on an error once and scoring as an unearned run. The 1-0 in there for strike one. Reese Albright on deck. Super Regionals begin Friday at 12 noon. If Concordia Chicago wins, they will likely host here at the Thunderdome starting Friday at noon. Best of 3 action. The winner here takes on Webster. First pitch, game 1 Friday at noon. Saturday, game 2 at 11. Game 3, if necessary, 45 minutes after the conclusion of game 2. Four 2 seeds advanced so far to Super Regional weekend. And Webster won the if necessary game over North Central 11-2 yesterday to put them in the spot that they are in. So if any Webster players, coaches, fans watching, hello. Two-two. Ground ball left side. Van Duzer will rocket it over to Mariotti, and there's 2 away. Nobody on for Reese Albright, who is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and 2 stolen bases.
Right fielder, number 7, Reese Albright.
Mentioned only 6 host regional teams have made it to Super Regional weekend. UMass Boston being one of them, along with SUNY Cortland. Chapman, Birmingham Southern, Worcester, and Johns Hopkins, all as the host seeds, have moved on to Super Regional weekend. Mentioned 4 2 seeds moving on as well. 0-1 count to Reese Albright from the sophomore and Carmen, as this is hit down the right field line foul. The third baseman, Luke Rosante, is on deck. Came in as a pinch hitter in the 6th for Tony Laparo, who got the start. As the 0-2 from Carmen is swung on in a fly ball to right. Fouth will make the sliding catch in right field. What a play from Matt Fouth to retire the Yellow Jackets.
In the inning, the Yellow Jackets go out in order.
No runs, hits, errors, or anybody left on base.
Yellow Jackets 3.
Matt Fouth laying out in winner-take-all fashion to the top of the 9th. Cougars coming to bat. They have the 5-3 lead with Van Duzer, Mariotti, and Brandon up next on the Cougars Sports Network.
The number 3 batter leads off the top of the 9th for the Cougars. Third baseman, number 9, Brian Van Duser.
So Brian Van Duser leads us off here in the top of the 9th inning. 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up is on the first pitch. He hits a fly ball to shallow right as Reese Albright will camp underneath and make the play, and there's one out. Speaking of right fielders, for Concordia Chicago, it was Matt Fouth who ended the bottom half of the 8th inning with this diving play to keep it a 2-run lead for Concordia Chicago. Brody Mariotti, who has doubled in back-to-back plate appearances. It's a towering fly ball to shallow left center, as making the catch will be the left fielder and Jacob Bonner, as we've had 2 pitches and 2 outs. So that'll step in Connor Brandon.
Number 32, Connor Brandon.
Who is 1 for 4 today, got a single back in the 7th. Concordia Chicago, who was facing elimination, needing to win 3 straight to move on to the Super Regionals, have a chance to do it, but need 3 more outs against Baldwin Wallace to do so. On the 0-1, shallow fly ball to center, as running in to make the catch is Brandon Dim. So 3 flyouts to the outfield, and the Cougars quickly. No runs, hits, errors, or anybody left on. Do or die time in the bottom of the 9th inning. Rosante, Dim, Adams due up next. Can the Cougars advance? We'll find out next on the Cougar Sports Network.
Your picture perfect blue, sunbathing on the moon, stars shine as you're born to illuminate. First kiss just like a drug, under your influence, it took me over, you're the magic in my veins. This must be love. Sound in my heart.
Defensive change for the Cougars, now playing at first base. Number 36, Jacob Frank.
To the bottom of the 9th we go. New first baseman in for Concordia Chicago. That's number 36, Jacob Frank. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due. Concordia Chicago looking to advance to the Super Regionals. With the new format for regionals, then Super Regionals, this will be the first time that Concordia Chicago would win as regional champs in getting to Super Regional action. They've gotten to the Super Regionals the last couple of seasons. They're looking to get there for the 3rd straight year. Carmen's still out there as Rosante takes ball 1. He'll be followed by Dim, then to the top of the order in Asa Adams. Head coach Mike Stosky, who in his 4th season coming into the regional with 146 wins. Looking for win number 150 with an exclamation point attached to it. The 3-0 from Cole Carmen. In there for strike 1. Cougars facing elimination from Saturday into yesterday and now today. They've needed to win 3 straight in order to keep their season alive, as they are currently 3 outs away from doing so. What a job the sophomore has done, Cole Carmen, in relief of Alex Krennigan. Foul ball to the right side. We'll do it again. Coming into today, a program record 41 wins for Concordia Chicago, breaking the record from a season ago in which they had 40. Best regular season record in program history this year, 35-5. The 3-2 swung on in a fly ball to left center. Connor Brandon gets underneath it. 1 down. Brandon Dim up next. 0 for 3 today, reaching on an error in the 4th. Not many may have expected Baldwin Wallace to be this far into a regional coming into this weekend. Had lost 4 straight. Team batting average of only .257 in the month of May. And have silenced any critics that may have been out there about their chances into even advancing to the regional championship, let alone a winner-take-all game. The 1-0 to Dim. Fly ball to right center. Fouth. 1 to go. The season comes down to Asa Adams for the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace. If the Cougars win, they may likely host Friday in the Super Regional Best of 3 against Webster. The Cougars have won 152 home games and have lost 26 since 2007. The Thunderdome has been well protected in the last 12 years here at Concordia, Chicago. And there could be more action here in 2019. Ground ball to Van Duzer. Concordia, Chicago, regional champions. They needed to win 3 straight, and they did so in some of the wildest ways you could have ever imagined, especially with how Game 1 of the regional championship yesterday went. Mike Stosky with win number 150 as head coach of the Cougars from Concordia University, Chicago. Webster now knows who they're going to play Friday. We'll officially know where later tonight or perhaps early tomorrow. The final out. Van Duzer to Mariotti and Frank, who came in as the replacement. Teams shake hands. An excellent, excitement-filled regional here in River Forest, Illinois. A major congratulations to Baldwin Wallace, the Yellow Jackets, on an incredible run the last 4 days here in the Concordia Chicago Regional. So your 16 regional champions now set. The Super Regionals will begin Friday. Webster versus Concordia Chicago. Cougars now 42-8. While Baldwin Wallace will end 2019 27-17. We hope you've enjoyed the 4 days. You've stuck with us through weather delays, warm and cold temperatures, sunlight or clouds. For our great crew behind the scenes, Shelby Spitz, Alexa Lomentini, Courtney Luciano, Neil O'Donnell, the public address announcer, Jim Egan, and, of course, the hardest working man at River Forest, CJ Sellner. I'm Ryan Fay signing off on the Cougars Sports Network.